Magandang umaga. Ako po si Pariza.
Namaste, my name is Mario.
Sikal, my name is Digvijay.
So we are from Group 2 in Cross-Cultural Leadership course, and we will be presenting about solving problems and resolving conflicts in a multicultural environment.
We've interviewed some of our friends about their personal experience regarding conflicts and their conflicts in the workplace and how do they deal with that.
Here you go.
Okay, so the one instance that I can think of, and yes, there was a difference in cultures. The other woman was from the Philippines and I am from Canada, but that wasn't the reason that we had the conflict. We had the conflict because we had a difference of opinion. And the way it was resolved was that the principal brought us together to discuss what had happened and what could have happened differently, and basically said, you know, you don't have to like the people that you work with, but you have to respect them. So if your interactions, however you interact with one another, it has to be done with respect.
Hey, so what's your name?
My name is Will.
And what do you do?
I work at a grocery store.
Nice. So, I mean, there's a lot of people from different places, especially your peers and, your customers from a lot of different places, lots of different backgrounds. So, I'm sure you must have faced a situation where due to cultural differences, there are conflicts that arise. So, is there anything like that that's happened with you?
Yeah, definitely. We had a younger cashier who was working, and she was obviously a woman of color. She had a customer come through, an older couple, and they were asking her where she came from. And she told them here, because she was born and raised in Canada. So she was just, I'm from here type thing. And they kept pressing the issue of, where are you from? And I guess, a more appropriate question from them would probably have been, what is your cultural background? As opposed to, where are you from? And you could tell she was very uncomfortable with the situation and just kind of laughed it off and didn't really answer. And then, after a bit of them asking, they kind of left, but you could tell it made her feel uncomfortable.
So then what do you think you could do to solve the problem? What could the other person do in such a situation that the problem doesn't arise?
Yeah, I think in that situation, those people, they weren't aggressive or anything. I think they just were not educated in the proper way to, if you wanted to know someone's cultural background, or if they were uncomfortable with that, having them be able to say no and it be okay. But I think if someone's asking you something like that and you tell them, that's kind of an inappropriate question and I'm uncomfortable with that in a, kind of respectful way back to them, then that would, I think, diffuse the situation without anyone really coming off of it feeling like their feelings are hurt or embarrassed or anything like that.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. Okay, so can you start by telling us your name and what you do?
My name is Chelsea and I work in a coffee shop.
So there must be a lot of people coming around from different backgrounds, different places.
Yeah, people love their coffee.
That's true, yeah. So have you ever faced a conflict because of cultural indifferences or cultural differences or background or something?
Yeah, I did have a coworker once who, because of her religious background, would take time out of her work day now and then in order to pray. And our boss was not aware of this at the time, and she didn't think, it wasn't too big a deal. But he did find out, and he had to sit her down, have a conversation with her, and she ended up leaving the coffee shop, which is unfortunate.
That's pretty sad. So then how would you tackle something like this, or what would you think the situation could have, how could have it been different for the problem not to occur?
I think it probably could have been a bit better if when our boss is hiring someone, if the boss is maybe a bit more clear about their expectations of their people in the workplace, and if maybe this past coworker of mine was able to put forward her needs in the workplace as well, so that it was a bit more of a clear communication between them. I think it could have gone a bit better if that was established right away. Expectations and needs in the workplace.
Perfect, sweet.
Hi, I'm Farron Nicholas. I'm currently working at the Gorgeville Golf Club. I used to work at a restaurant called Uptown Bistro, and it was owned by an East Indian family. So I have some experience working with the different cultures. Mostly what I want to say is you need to be direct about what you expect, because sometimes they have different ideas about what the laws are, and sometimes they have different ideas about what they expect. So communication is absolutely crucial, especially with different languages and different customs, and it's just really important to be clear. That's basically the best advice I could give to anybody working in a multicultural environment, is just be direct and try to see where people are coming from, as well as express where you're coming from. And that's about it. Other than that, it's a great learning experience. You can learn a lot of different things from other perspectives and other ways of doing things. Definitely good and bad parts to it, so not going to discourage it, but just beware. That's it.
When you came here at the beginning, you were expecting something like that, or you were expecting something different from the people or maybe the place?
Well, no, like the majority of the people is really nice and it's really comprehensive. They help you with everything. Although the people or the persons that were kind of stereotypical with their questions or with their comments, I was kind of expecting that. So yes, but it's different to expect it and actually live through that situation, right? Where you've been seen under a stereotype that it's not at all what you've been living in your country, right?
Okay. So how do you manage that situation? Like if you face something like that, if someone, I don't know, talked with you and they made to you some mean comment or maybe a racist comment, how do you manage that? What do you say, or you just don't say anything?
No, well, the most important thing for me is that the actual comment or the person that's doing the comment completely understands that that is not how it is, so that he won't be either confused or still believing something that is not true, right? So my first thing to do will be actually explain how things are, or try to make them understand why people outside the country think that that's the way it is, right? If there's no way or there's no chance for me to explain or to actually, or the people is not willing to know or understand the real reason, then I'll probably just ignore them, or just, if I can't ignore them, then we'll ask them to leave in case that I can't leave.
Can you tell me a little bit about what we're talking about just a minute ago? That in your job sometimes you don't understand like well everything, but you don't want to say anything because can you tell me about?
Yeah, for sure. So there are some words that I know, of course, that I don't know them in English, or there are some times that they're just like some people that talk super fast, or just some moments that you're not really paying like 100% attention, and then you miss something, or you don't really understand a word with the one that they're talking about, and I don't really like to ask again, because then a lot of people who know that it's not your first language, then based on one or two questions or mistakes that you have, from then on they'll start like when they talk, kind of like they will not use the same words, or they'll talk to you less, maybe because they think you don't understand, when it might be just some words that you're not used to listen to, or just another meaning of what you've learned that meant. So the thing is that if you really don't understand a question or two, a word or two in a sentence, one or two times, then the next time they talk to you, they'll be really careful and they'll talk to you like if you were not understanding, right? Like if I found that like the worst thing that ever happened to me, like people talking like if I don't understand just because I might not know a word before that they were talking about, or a specific name of something that I just took a while to remember, right? So yeah, it's like they talk to you like if you were a baby.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing, Edith. I appreciate that. So we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Farron Nicholas. I'm currently working at the Gorgeville Golf Club. I used to work at a restaurant called Uptown Bistro, and it was owned by an East Indian family. So I have some experience working with the different cultures. Mostly what I want to say is you need to be direct about what you expect, because sometimes they have different ideas about what the laws are, and sometimes they have different ideas about what they expect. So communication is absolutely crucial, especially with different languages and different customs, and it's just really important to be clear. That's basically the best advice I could give to anybody working in a multicultural environment, is just be direct and try to see where people are coming from, as well as express where you're coming from. And that's about it. Other than that, it's a great learning experience. You can learn a lot of different things from other perspectives and other ways of doing things. Definitely good and bad parts to it, so not going to discourage it, but just beware. That's it.
Presented, we're all about respecting other people's culture. In order to avoid conflicts, since in this day and age, workplaces are diversifying. So if only the managers and also other employees would broaden their mind and understanding and embrace the diversity in the workplace environment or even in their everyday lives, then maybe everyone will be able to express their beliefs or cultures freely without any judgment. Thank you.